Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hello and welcome to an American Truck Sim Q&A stream. Basically, I drive a truck around and people in the chat ask me questions and I do my best to answer them. Basically. Also, thank you, Anonymous, for giving Variax a sub. That's very good of you. Congrats, B. You have my very limited selection of emotes now. Anyway, so, yeah, basically I drive around and the chat asks me questions about whatever the hell they like, as long as it's not politics and not COVID related. Those are the two forbidden subjects, based on prior experience, I'm afraid. So, but anything else is fair game. So, let's go. I believe we left off somewhere in the northeastern bit of Colorado last time, so that's what we'll pick up again this time, I think. And Pyrex as well, thank you very much for that gift sub. Where's my damn audio thing gone? There it is. Missing controllers, you are a lying toad. Look, it's working right now. Missing controllers. This PC's always had issues with controls. I had to unplug my joystick when I was trying to play Arkham Knight yesterday. Because it, well, Arkham Knight basically decided, right, you've got an Xbox 360 pad plugged in, and you've got a joystick. I'm going to assume, player, that you would like to play this third-person action game with a flight stick. So I'm going to make sure that the flight stick is the one that's detected and give you no option to switch. So, yeah, it's always fun when games do that. Job market, quick job. We don't have our own truck yet still, sadly, so... how much money have we got? 86 grand. Could we get a truck? Could we do that? Could we finally get a damn truck? Because the game's instantly much better when you have your own truck. Let's see, how do you do that? Truck dealers, it's up here. I'm just going to use the mouse, it's easier. Truck dealers, truck dealers, truck dealers. Apparently I've only discovered Peterbilt and Western Star right now. I thought I selected Kenworth as my favourite, though. Let's have a look here. Brand new Kenworth trucks for show. Where's our showroom in Bishop? Nah, whatever. Doorbell downstairs. Do you know what that is? That is my latest supply of 40k gubbins arriving. Luckily, there's someone downstairs to answer it, so we're good. Yeah, that's my element order arriving. Okay, let's see. Peterbilt, Western Star. Western Star's new, that is. I don't think that was in the game originally. That must be new. Let's go and have a look. Generic hard rock, yes. Alright, what do we got? Because I just want to see how much it is, because we can take out a loan. That is a very truck-looking truck right there. I have to admit, that's not bad. Does Las Vegas exist in this game? Oh, yes, it does. What other ones do they have available? Or is that it? I think this is it. View all? That's locked at the moment. Can we look in the... How do you look in the cabin? There's a button, isn't there, for that? You can have a look inside the... in the cab. I don't remember how to do it, though. Customize configuration? I think you might have to do it through this. Yeah, there you go. Right, so that's what it looks like in here. I'll be honest, I kind of want the big retro-style Kenworth, to tell you the truth. So I don't know if I'm going to bother with this. What about the other one? What's the other one? Truck thingy, truck dealers. Here we go. There was a Peterbilt one as well. Visit. We can't visit them apparently. Oh, yeah, we can. There we go. Yes. Yeah, these are. Oh, yeah, that's more like it. Look at that. There we go. The interior's a bit wank, though. Fortunately. Let's see. What have we got available? All right, these are the only two we have to choose from. Yeah, I want the Kenworth W900. That's the one I want. That's what I've got my heart set on. Yeah, well, I'm just going to keep driving around on jobs, and then hopefully we'll bump into a Kenworth dealer at some point by accident, and then we can visit them. So, right, let's go job market. Quick job. So this is all the stuff that's in the game currently. So you got basically all of this. So you got the Pacific Northwest and Idaho, and then it goes out here to Colorado and New Mexico, and that's all that's in the game so far, with all the DLC. So I believe we finished up in Sterling last time, Colorado. I don't think we've actually been to Denver yet. I wonder if there's something here that will take us to Denver. It doesn't look like there is. Oh, it's some really long ones here, because I maxed out my long distance rating, didn't I? That'd be perfect. I'd like to do that, actually, because that would take us right up to where I want to go. Destination? Denver? Yeah, there's nothing going to Denver. We're too close by, I think, or something. Could just start in Denver, I suppose. It's always an option. Where's that going? Let's do that. That's a big, long one. But that'll take us through the bit of Colorado we've not explored already. And then up to the northwest where I wanted to go as well, so let's do that. What do we got? Machine parts, apparently.
We're watching you, scum.
914, thank you very much for the sub. Watching from Denver. Brilliant. Perfect. Oregon has every damned biome, I swear. ProMods almost have British Columbia finished for modding in. Oh, that'll be good. ProMods definitely know their stuff. Oh, hey, we're at the airport. Cool. I didn't realize Denver, the Denver airport was actually in the game, but apparently it is. I guess we just got our machine parts off this big-ass aeroplane here. And off we go. Cool. Oops, that's the hot rack. I can never remember the controls, right? That just turned the engine off again. Right, yeah, that's the... Okay, I think I've more or less got it figured out. Yeah, that opens the map. Let's have a look. It's not a very big trailer, is it, actually? Fine by me, I guess. Alright. How do we get out of here? Is there a gate up ahead? Looks like there is. Oh, Denver Airport. Flight sim memories right here. This airport's freaking huge. Absolutely gigantic. You have discovered a new viewpoint. What on earth are viewpoints? That's new to me. Right, we want to be on the right side, don't we? In America. You're hoping you were going to bring down the fence. I wish that it were possible to do that in this game. Oh, look at that car up there. Just went past. That's a big horse with glowing red eyes. What is that about? That's a bit mad. What is that? Guess that's the viewpoint thing or whatever? Oh, is that little DC-3 over there? It is. It's a couple of DC-3s. Huh. Vintage aeroplanes, you know. Also, apparently I'm speeding. Rob Dragon, thank you very much for that. Those bits, there we go. It's actually displayed in the chat, thank God. I couldn't read that in time. Just wanted to say thank you for all you do. You've been a big part of my life since the days you were still calling yourself Jingles. I've never been the most consistent supporter or the most generous, but I just want to say how much your streams and content make me happy. I expect absolutely nothing in the way of consistency from my supporters because I give nothing but inconsistency in terms of my uploads and streams, frankly, mate, so don't worry about it at all. But thank you awfully for the bits, and thanks for the kind words as well. Also, untimely abandoned LPs. Oh, yes. I've turned that into an art form, you know. Do 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 do. Trying to read chat and also watch the traffic lights at the same time. It's quite hard, you know. Yes, dude rolls up with that moustache in a flat cap saying, "Hey, you chaps drive on the right side of the road in this country, don't you? Isn't that great?" Yes. How much per month do you want to resume the Nils LP? I don't think you could pay me enough. Oh dear. Skyrim. The Nils LP was fun in its own way, but I have my issues with the game itself, and also I was quickly getting a little tired of the whole sort of constantly in first-person narration. Oh, bugger off, stupid traffic lights. I was getting a bit tired of the constant first-person narration style of doing it. I kind of came to the conclusion after I got a bit into it that it just wasn't my style of doing things. Ooh. Weird, colourful thingy-whatsits. Don't know what that's about, but it looks kind of cool. Denver International Airport and a bunch of wavy, colourful things. It's okay, I don't need more Nils in my life. What I need more of is Dudley the Destroyer. Oh, Dudley. Oh, Dudley. A poor casualty of Bethesda releasing that random update for the game that broke stuff. Years after the bloody game came out and all. But Dudley, luckily, is one of those characters that seems to go on adventures through time and space to other games, so... To hear about CK3's new ruler designer. How could I not hear about it? You people are constantly talking about it in Discord every 5 minutes. Could make Dudley in CK3. Now that would be a giggle, wouldn't it? His stats would be he'd just have monstrous martial stats and terrible in absolutely everything else. Especially diplomacy and intrigue. Exit only, eh? I guess I should probably be in this lane then instead. I have played a bit of CK3 when it came out. It's jolly good, I have to admit. Just not quite in the mood for it at the moment. It'll happen, though. And like I've said before, the longer you leave a Paradox game, the better it gets anyway. Just gets more patches and DLC, so I'm not in a huge rush. Dog food factory on my left. Oh, is that what that is? Guess that's Denver in the background, huh? You can smell it from the road, really? Huh. Best part about the real design is that you can make the most OP character ever, and the only penalization you'll get from the game is no achievements. Yeah, that's kind of fun. I like that. Because making a custom character was always a pain sometimes in CK2 with the ruler designer because of the points limit thing. Sometimes you just had an idea for a character you wanted to do, and you couldn't quite make it work. But it's nice that they've removed that restriction now. Doodly doodly. What? Oh, right. It's this truck that's causing the bother. Did Mount & Blade 2 disappoint you a lot? I mean, not a lot. I didn't have very high expectations, honestly. I kind of, considering how long it was in development and was starting to get to the point where it almost seemed like vaporware. I mean, the fact that it actually released and was actually relatively okay, I guess, was actually exceeded my expectations almost. But, lots of retro cars on the road today. But, problem with Mount & Blades, it's just not very fun if you're not in the Mount & Blade mindset. And I haven't been, really, lately. Thing is, 90% of my time playing Warband was with mods. And since there aren't really any massive total conversion mods out for Bannerlord yet, my interest in it is possibly a little bit limited anyway. Plus, I was still a bit irritated about them not putting auto-blocking in the game. So... scenery out here is quite nice, eh? Look at all these hills. Steamboat Springs, 1 mile. See, they haven't modeled the correct I-70 traffic. Now, the funny thing is you can get mods that do add more traffic, but I found when I played with them in ETS2 that they were actually a little too realistic for my tastes. I remember playing with it once and I got stuck in a traffic jam for literally 10 in real life minutes in the middle of Cardiff and just thought, you know what? I think I can live without that little bit of realism, thanks. It just wouldn't move. Eventually I had to just sort of hit the accelerator and plow through the cars in front with my big truck to get out of it, so... Because the traffic in this game is very weird, the way it behaves. Like, if someone gets bumped, and if there's enough cars around, they can bump each other, without any input from the player. Uh-oh. Someone's in trouble. Truck brake check. Tunnel facilities, something. What's this say? Eisenhower Edwin C. Johnson Memorial Tunnel. Huh. Okay. Eisenhower Tunnel, 1973. We're going to travel back in time now to 1973. Is that what that means? Easy way to deal with traffic. It's downgrade your graphic settings. It forces a redraw of the and repopulation of the world. Oh, really? But yeah, anyway, so they if they get bumped even slightly, the car that gets bumped just stops and refuses to move. It basically just it's as if it's dead. And that causes all the other traffic to get stuck as well. And yeah, if you've got added traffic from a mod, it can quickly turn into a huge traffic jam of doom, which no amount of waiting will get you out of it. Achievement progress. I got an achievement for going through that tunnel, funnily enough. Just don't go over 88 miles per hour. Can that even be done in this truck? I'm not sure. I think I've got the speed limiter turned off, so... Runaway truck ramp. Oh, it's one of these. It's one of those. You have a big ramp in case your truck gets out of control. Truck's 35, speed limit 60 for everyone else. Oh, wow. Truckers, don't be fooled. 4 or more miles of steep grades. Highest altitude tunnel in North America? Yeah, that would explain why the achievement was called Above and Below or something. Slower traffic, keep right. Wow, yeah, the scenery here really is quite amazing, actually. This is pretty good, you know. This is the sort of thing I wanted to see in an American truck sim. I'm liking this. California was dull as dishwater compared to this. Runaway truck ramp. Oh yeah, look, there it is, straight ahead. It goes straight down there, and then you go up a steep hill into a big pile of, I'm not sure what at the end there. Looks like I can actually drive down it as well if I really wanted to. Sand, yeah. You are not down yet, says the sign. This game would be great in VR. Yeah, I mean, it does support VR, so... I've never tried it myself, actually. When I had a working VR headset, I just never got around to trying it in this. Probably should have. Yeah, overheated brakes, I imagine, yeah. Something like that. That'd be why you have got that ramp there. Oh, God. Keep your eyes on the road, at least a little bit. Actually, yeah, there's probably... I think there are some nice bits in California, especially since they did the map redo. Admittedly. So, yeah, fair point. Can you drive to east to west? No, at the moment only like the western half is in the game currently. They keep adding more DLC for more states as the years go by, but at the moment it's really just the western half of America that's available. Don't text and drive, yes. This is a great advert for not texting and driving these streams. Yeah, western third, really. Yeah, you can get the stuff in this game as well, like retarders and what have you. The crappy little rental trucks like these, though, they don't have them. For some reason. But you can upgrade, when you get your own truck, you can upgrade it with all sorts of gubbins like that. This is pretty cool, this is. I'm liking this. This is giving me memories of like when we were driving through Norway and Sweden in ETS 2 years ago. I should really get ETS 2 reinstalled and get all the mods updated for it. Because ETS 2 is really something special when you've got the pro mod stuff on it. It's just a bit of a faff to do it every time they update the game. And these truck sims do get fairly frequent updates, so... Someone taped his old phone into his sim rig to be able to read chat while driving. Oh, man. I've discovered another viewpoint, apparently. Hey, General Store, how do? How do? Okay, we're going ever so slightly over the speed limit. Wonder if the devs will decide America should include Canada and start adding Ontario and such eventually. Dunno, maybe. I know that a lot of modding teams are working on Canada. I think there is a big Canada mod, which I have to admit I've not tried yet. I know the Pro Mods guys are working on a bit of Canada, I think. So, and there's a big mod for Mexico as well, actually, and I don't know why I'm indicating that. I guess I nudged the bumper. But yeah. Because ETS2 has always had really amazing mods for it, but American Truck Sims always lagged behind a bit in that department. So, but I think it's starting to build up a bit of steam now, and they're starting to get some good ones released for it. I can imagine them one day maybe doing like, I don't know, like something like Australian Truck Simulator, because trucking's quite big in Australia. I can see that maybe being a thing one day. Yeah, ATS is the new one, yeah, sure, for sure. Although they both get DLCs and updates simultaneously, so... Doing alright, doing a self-quarantine because I was exposed to COVID last week, waiting on the test results too. Yeah, my dad's got it. My dad tested positive for COVID as well, so everybody here is now self-isolating for the next couple of weeks. I feel perfectly fine, and quite honestly, Dad seems to be roughly alright. He's a bit croaky, and he's coughing a fair bit, but he seems to be alright. He's resting and sleeping a lot, and yeah, he's mostly very irritated that he can't taste or smell anything. So, because he got that symptom and it came very quickly. Like just one day, he just randomly stopped being able to smell or taste absolutely anything, which is interesting. So, but I'm fine. My brother's fine. So, yeah, I don't know. I might honestly be able to avoid it completely. Might have already had it for all I know, and it just wasn't very severe. We've been taking vitamin D supplements and whatnot for like the last few months as well to, boost our immune systems and stuff. And you probably should anyway if you live in the UK during the winter. So, yeah, so far so good. Yeah, he seems to be okay. I keep checking in on him to make sure he's alright, but he keeps insisting that he's fine. think, touch wood, fingers crossed and all that, I think it seems to be a pretty mild case. In fact, he said he felt worse last week rather than this week, so... Your mother had it, but you had no symptoms even though we lived together. Yeah, it's odd. It sometimes just goes that way. I know a friend of mine was saying that a friend of his co-worker of his, had it, and obviously the guy lives with his wife, and his wife just got nothing. No symptoms, nothing. Even though they live together.
We're watching you.
So...
Scum.
I haven't got a test myself yet because the nurse on the phone basically said no, don't bother getting a test unless you actually have symptoms. So yeah, and so far I'm completely fine. Yes, it's a very weird disease, isn't it? Really, it is completely and utterly inconsistent. For some people, it sends them straight to hospital, and for some people, it's like they barely have any symptoms at all. It's really odd. Yeah, I know it's very peculiar because as far as my dad's concerned, it's like a bit of seasonal flu. That's what it feels like for him, minus the taste and smell thing, which is a little strange. But whereas a friend of mine who's about the same age as me, he was in hospital and he's still suffering with long-term effects from it. So it's yeah, it's a bit of a roll of the dice, really. It seems like. Oh yeah, I forgot. We weren't supposed to talk about COVID in this stream, were we? Whoops. Never mind. Oh, we can speed up here quite a bit, can't we? Hashtag production value. It is something of an elephant in the room, yes. Especially considering my dad actually has it, but yeah. Yeah, I've picked up a bunch of games on the sales, mostly from GOG. As I said earlier, GOG seems to have had all the good deals this year. Steam's deals have been pretty underwhelming, quite frankly. Lots and lots of 30% offs. Seems bizarre to me, especially at a time when a lot of people are really struggling. You'd think they'd come out with the big discounts this year, but nope. They've been dreadful discounts. Got your mince and taters, nice. Taters, precious. What's taters? You got just Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Death Stranding, and a few other small games. Nice. I'm thinking on that note. Actually, I'm thinking with Death Stranding, because I keep saying I want to stream it. I think I'm going to stream it after we're done with Control. I think my plan for that at the moment is on Saturdays I'm streaming Control, and on Sundays I'm streaming Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I think once I'm done with Valhalla, I'll replace that with Horizon Zero Dawn. And once I'm done with Control, I'll replace that with Death Stranding. That's my vague plan I have at the moment. Pretty sure you can buy the entire classic Thief series for like $3. Ah, bargain. Those games are great. So good, in fact, really. I played all the way through Thief 2 earlier this year, just on a whim. Still brilliant. Still brilliant. So good. Especially with some mods that add some HD textures to it. It's lovely. Waystation. Oh, great. How are we doing for fuel and stuff anyway? We're going to probably have to rest relatively soon. Okay. Oops. There we go. Off we go again. Gotta check in with the feds, yep. I do actually have Fallen Order, and I played it a bit when I first got it, but it had some really awkward performance issues on my computer. Like lots and lots of very annoying stuttering that was to the extent where it was actually making the game a bit unplayable. I haven't really touched it since, but I will do at some point, and hopefully patches and stuff have solved those issues. Hell, upgrading to Windows 10 honestly might fix it. For all I know. Welcome to Utah. Life elevated, apparently. Yeah, I guess I was in Colorado up until now. Well, toodaloo, Colorado. It was wonderful. It actually genuinely was pretty cool, actually. The scenery was in Colorado was great. I was quite impressed. They've really stepped up the game with the newer DLCs, I think. Welcome to Utah, where the Crumpington New Vegas series ended unceremoniously. Yeah, it kind of did, didn't it? Looking for the Utah monolith. It'd be funny if it was in the game, wouldn't it? Too much food. Variax is currently in a food coma, confirmed. There's a rest station slash gas station over there. I don't think we need it yet, though. Famous last words. Oh, hello. Now we're starting to head it back into some cool scenery again. This looks promising. These clouds are pretty. Yeah, the skyboxes in this game are quite good, aren't they? Although, to tell you the truth, I don't know if that's vanilla or if it's modded, because I have a bunch of little Steam Workshop mods installed, and I can't remember if one of them actually changes the skyboxes and weather and stuff. So I can't confirm whether that's vanilla or not. But regardless, it does look very nice. Been keeping up with Norwich's endeavours to get promoted immediately after relegation. Yeah, I have actually been keeping up with it. They're doing all right so far. Quite pleased with them. I'm a little bit stunned by just how half the squad seems to have managed to get injured in the same week, mind you. That was a bit mad. But luckily we managed to scrape a draw against who was it we played last? Coventry? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I saw about that, the crash, the F1 crash. That was a bit mental. Bloody good thing they have those halos on the cars nowadays, eh? Otherwise he'd be so dead. That was pretty crazy stuff. Smashed your team the match before, yeah. Don't know how Dave manages to talk chat, pay attention to his GPS, and follow the road signs. Basically, the trick is to do all of them badly at the same time. That's how it works, essentially. Wouldn't stand a chance against the mighty Harrogate Town, your local team. Technically, my local is Kettering Town FC. They're, you know, well, Conference League, sort of barely a step above the local school team kind of level, really. I follow Norwich mostly because I lived in Norwich for a fair few years, and I just enjoyed watching the team. Your local side is Derby, but you're a Stoke fan because you have family links to the place. Nice. My dad's a Manchester United fan. Sigh. Your brother is a crazy Man U fan. I know about sports ball, definitely. Did you see that ludicrous display last night? Etc., etc. You're a Chelsea fan? Gosh, I'm not sure if that's worse. But my best friend in primary school was a massive Chelsea fan. Never into watching football, more fun to play. Yeah, I suppose. Dad's a Leicester man, Mum's a Sunderland follower, sister's Man City, and you're nobody, really. What can I say? I like blue. And Frank Lampard. I have to admit, when I was a kid, I was a bit of a Man U supporter back in the Alex Ferguson days. Red Star Belgrade fan here. Greetings from Serbia. Greetings from England. We're being spoiled, I think, a bit on this trip, aren't we? Look at all this lovely scenery. Oh, I didn't see what was on that sign. It looked like a weird one. Come on, truck, you can do it. Get up this hill. Something limit, blah blah blah. Couldn't see that. Lots of Volvos going by at the moment for some reason. I think it was slower traffic. Keep right, that one. Cows! Moo! This is very Red Dead Redemption 2 country right here. Swedes are emigrating. Yeah, they've added Volvo's been in the game for a little while now, actually, yeah. I didn't know Volvo made American-style trucks, honestly, until I saw them in this game. I was a little surprised. Because I like the Volvos in ETS too. But those ones are like, what are they called, those types of cabs? Over-unders or something? Scania makes them too. Oh, really? Cab over is the Eurostyle, right? NEWF. Or is it NEMF? I'm not sure. Excellence in motion. Apparently. Don't know what you're selling, I'm afraid. But apparently it's excellent, whatever it is. Canyon Creek. Walbert. I think the mod hasn't updated for this area either. Look at that car there. That's gorgeous. Not the camper van. The You gotta go? Alright, see you, Pyrex. Thanks for dropping by. Yes, you can make turn right on a red in America. Yes, I have discovered that. Could try to make this a Noah Caldwell Gervais style travel log. I don't think I'm interesting enough for that to work. I love his travel log things though. They're so good. Some of my favourite videos on all of YouTube, those, if I'm quite honest. There we go. Get the lights on. Is that a sign for Lay's? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that Walker's Crisps everywhere except Britain are called Lay's. Yeah, the nuclear one was really... It was, wasn't it? It was really good. Lynx is called Axe everywhere else too. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's somewhat odd, but it's just that way for some reason. Britain has to be different. We do like to be special, unique little snowflakes, don't we, Britain? It seems to be in our nature. Like driving on the wrong side of the road.
We're watching you.
Hamov has subscribed for 9 months. Thank you very much, Hamov. Cheese strings are called string cheese in America. What? What? Why? Although I completely forgot that cheese strings existed, actually. God, they were the tits when I was in primary school, those things. They still sell them. Maybe I should buy one just for nostalgia's sake. I bet they taste awful as an adult, though. That and Dairy Lee. With the laughing cow on the packet. Plastic cheese, yes. American scones are different from British scones. Well, I know there's the whole biscuits thing. I know that's a thing. Less said about that, the better. What the heck is a scone anyway? It's like your so-called biscuits, but sweeter, I think. Not the biscuit conversation. Not again. No. Honk if you're happy. Okay, that's not the horn. That's the engine. Okay, good. Drive safely, says the sign. That's the horn. Okay, good. Good. Oh god, do Americans have something completely separate that's crumpets as well? Are crumpets not crumpets in America? Will their blasphemy never end? Just do it, it says. Kellogg's. Alright, my mods seem to be working again. Yeah, we got all the copyright stuff on the signs. Ogden discovered. Good thing Dave isn't called Craig, otherwise the difference between the US and UK audience would be even starker. Oh god, yeah. So talked about this with a friend of mine just the other day, actually. We were saying like we felt really sorry for anyone called anyone who goes to America from Britain who's called Graham Craig. Because he'll bloody get to customs and they'll be like, Graham Craig? Graham Craig. Poor bugger won't realise his name's being called. Oops, yeah. Should. I'll teach him to get in my way. Woo! That was poor timing. Oh, is this bloody truck gonna this cement mixer not gonna move now because I bumped him into him? I bet that's what's gonna happen. Alright, gotta take things into my own hands. Oh my god, there's a fire engine. What is going on? Okay, the fire engine's moving at least. I'm not gonna have to go off-road. Okay, we're all moving now, thank goodness. Dearie me. What have I done? This is pretty mild compared to some of my cock-ups in the past. Trust me. I will never forget the Swedish toll booth incident. Graham is a two-syllable word in British English. My dad's name is Graham. But Americans pronounce it Graham for some reason. And they pronounce Craig, Craig. And your dad almost lost his flight because Ukrainian fellows could not spell his 114-letter name. Oh dear. Are we still in Utah? I don't know, actually. It's the law. Slow something. You are getting tired. You should find a place to rest. Well, if I see a rest... Ah, there's one just up ahead. Perfect. Perfect. Although, am I actually going to be able to get there from here? I hope so. What is this? Oh my god, it's Terry Crews. Those goddamn Old Spice adverts. I forgot about those. No, he has a video of him building a PC. I have not seen that. Greetings from Ireland. Nothing like a drive through the States. Yeah, indeed. America. Oh, look, we get to see him again. Well, I need to remember to somehow get into this. How do you get into this service station? God damn it. Smell this power. Shark-free aquarium. What? Yes, I'm aware I'm getting tired, game. I'm doing my best to try and negotiate my way through this spaghetti labyrinth of roads in order to get to the rest stop that is so close and yet so far. Right, let's try exiting here and see what happens. Sounds like a really dull aquarium. I know, right? Right, I think we can just turn right here. Beautiful. Right, I'll get the... We'll fill up the tank as well while we're here. Since our employer will pay for that. Might as well. There's actually a garage here as well. We could get our damage repaired if we wanted to, but I don't think there's any point. It's refreshing to know that no matter where you go in the world, service stations always look exactly the same. Right, here we go. Okay. Fill up the truck. Job's a good one. Right now, let's see. Where's the rest stop? There's one over here. There's actually a couple over here, in fact. I think we can just park in any old space here and it should be fine. Yep. And rest. Oops. Ha! That wasn't the plan. We overslept ever so slightly. Okay, we're going for a nighttime drive, I guess. Yeah, we just pretty much took the day off there, didn't we? Whoops. I'm sure we'll be fine. It's a long trip, so it gives you a few days grace period usually, so I think we'll be alright. Unlike the gentleman who owns that car, however. Bloody hell. Okay. Right, in a very roundabout fashion, this should take us back where we want to go. Do. Tractors! Oh, I gotta play some Farming Simulator one of these days, war. Yeah, let's go. Red signal, fuck off. I care not for your red signal offense. Or rather left. Ho ho! Need to ask this, are you going to start uploading stream VODs to the main channel, or is the stream dump channel going to be something else now? I've been uploading stream VODs to the main channel for a while now. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised you didn't notice, but yeah, I've been uploading stream VODs to the main channel now for a while. The old stream VOD channel on YouTube is pretty much defunct at this point. It's still there. You can still go see it to catch up on some of the old stream series that we've done in the past. I won't delete it or anything, but I think going forward I'm just going to put stuff on the main channel. There's really no reason not to. Most people seem to prefer it that way, because that way all of my stuff is in one place. And it also appeases the algorithm a bit more too, so that helps. So I considered I considered making a separate 40k channel where I did all my 40k tabletop stuff, and again, for pretty much the same reason, I just decided, nah, fuck it. I'll put it all on the main channel. Hello, beautiful sunset. Beautiful but slightly blinding sunset. YouTube doesn't seem to like alt channels, yeah. And was no easy way to make people aware of its existence either, was the other thing. Because I've noticed that since I started putting stream VODs on my main channel, my Twitch audience has definitely increased. So... Where's our sunglasses holder? I know, right? Where can I put the sun shield thing down? Drive the other direction. I don't think we really have a choice in that regard. Oh, that's perfect. There we go. Sun's blocked by that little column there. There we go. That's better. Sort of. Damn it. Actually followed you off the back of the 2 Hots Fine 4 Kaiser Extreme VODs edit. Then you had the hiatus. Brackets, welcome back. So now I can watch you. Would be interested in some New Order as you kept mentioning it. Yeah, the New Order is seriously good. I've only played it once, and I did a Tomsk playthrough, which unfortunately ended in disaster because I didn't keep up my I didn't keep up the arms race with the other Russian warlord factions, and I got to the point where it was me versus a West Russian faction as the 2 remaining factions in Russia. And they just stomped me. They had way more. Tanks and infantry regiments and stuff. Unfortunately, I think I had the technological edge over them, and I actually had an air force, for example, and they didn't. But sadly, it wasn't enough, and the campaign was pretty much over at that point. Made it all the way to about 1970-ish, I think. Which was interesting. It was interesting to see just how much stuff keeps on happening in the game as well, even though you get to the late stages. Like, because you know how in regular Hearts of Iron quite often you get through to the late war and then the game just runs out of ideas? But in the New Order, it just keeps going. Like, I got to like 1970 and I think like a whole Middle East crisis broke out and there was a civil war in Iraq and all sorts of stuff going on. It was really interesting. Although also depressing because... Bormann won the civil war in Germany, and therefore you just sort of, it's like 1970, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh god, it's 1970, and the Nazis are still here. This is so depressing. They released a new update. Oh, really? Gross Gross Afrikaner, there we go, we got it. Reichstag and the OFN African mandates now have some content. Oh, cool. I haven't played England yet, actually, I have to admit. Another vehicle inspection. Fine. Russia seems to be where most of the fun is in the New Order, honestly, because that's where a lot of the combat is. Where should I be going here? Right, this way. Oh, that's good to hear. I mean, yeah, kind of. Goering is still quite kind of buggy, though. Oh, I see. But yeah, I enjoyed Tomsk. It was quite good. Surprisingly upbeat for the New Order is Tomsk, actually, for goodness sake. Alright, Toodles Variax. Thanks for dropping by. Public trucking menace known in several states. Damn right I am. I am the one who knocks into your rear end. He also added some post-unification content for Sergei Taboritsky. I don't know who that is, honestly. On the plus side, the state treasurer will be bolstered by an unexpected boom in traffic fines. I'm funding a new school here, alright? I'm crashing into people for a good cause, you hear? College of Southern Idaho. Still in Idaho, huh? Actually, still in Idaho? No, I thought we were in Utah last I checked. Guess we're in Idaho now. Not as interesting as Colorado so far, gotta be honest. He's the monarchist faction in Comey. Oh, I see. I want to know when they make the tank band playable. Conan the Barbarian, but with tanks. That guy, I can't remember his name. I think he's probably my favorite crazy Russian warlord character in the game, and he's not playable. It makes me sad. Sorry for the late coming, was playing Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. That is a perfectly fine excuse. I love that game. Not missing much for the nighttime drive then. Yeah, I guess not, huh? What's destination? We are going to... do you know what? I've already forgotten. Somewhere in Washington, I believe. Somewhere in Washington State. That's also not where I want to go. Let's see if I can figure this out. F6. We are going to Everett. In Washington State, I believe. Running around with 5 Mercury battle stars in Anubis is fun. Nice. I finished the first campaign and got a little bit into the second season campaign last time I played it. Really good game. Really good game. Oh, I get pins and needles in my hand a bit here. Do we have cruise control on this thing? Yes, we do. Perfect. Right. I have to be holding the trigger all the time now. I know the difference between Washington State and Washington, D.C., though. True. Although I did commit the cardinal sin once of calling New England a state. I did the classic foreign dumbass move right there. You live in Everett. Oh, brilliant. Yes, I guess we are coming to visit you. You kind of want to get a wheel for Truck Simulator, but they're pricey and literally the only game I would use it for, except maybe SnowRunner as well. A wheel is a lot of fun. This game is definitely much better with a wheel. I've got one, but I don't use it most of the time because it's a bit of a pain to set up for a game that I mostly just want to chill with. But it is, like, undeniably a lot more fun with a wheel. And I originally got the wheel for Truck Sim, but I have to admit, after I got it, I suddenly started playing a lot more other driving games. Like, I got Project Cars and Assetto Corsa and F1 2017 or whatever it was at the time. And they also are a monstrous amount of fun with a steering wheel. Dirt Rally as well. Dirt Rally was incredible with a wheel. That was so much fun. Thing about wheels is if you like it, you start to want more. Yeah, exactly. Like, once you've got the thing, you start looking around at driving games thinking, right, what can I get next? I think I have a Logitech G27 is my one. Around here somewhere. I could put it away in the cupboard. Playing a proper racing game with a wheel is just wonderful. It's a really visceral kind of fun. It's like playing a fast-paced shooter like Doom or something. It's just dumb, awesome fun. Boise discovered. Achievement progress. We got the Gem State achievement, apparently. I did get Doom Eternal, actually, on the Steam sales. Haven't played it yet. A Logitech joystick for your old Star Wars X-Wing game, and it was a nightmare to find. I really miss the old Microsoft Sidewinder. Had that back in like 1998. Such a good joystick. They don't make them like they used to, quite literally. But the great thing about it was it had force feedback, which for some reason is just rare as rockin' or shit on joysticks these days. For some reason the industry collectively decided they didn't want to do force feedback anymore on joysticks, and I have no idea why, because it was such a great feature. The minute my joystick is I've got two joysticks. So I've got a Thrustmaster Warthog, which is a big expensive stick. Which I used to use for doing lots of combat flight simulator stuff. And I've got a Thrustmaster T1000 or whatever it's called, which is basically, like, the innards of that stick are exactly the same as a Warthog, but it's made of plastic and therefore way, way cheaper. So if you are in the market for a decent stick, I recommend that one, because it's essentially just the uber expensive Warthog in a much cheaper package. What's going on? Hooray for traffic jams. You like watching Doom? Playing it is beyond your capacity. Yeah, I don't know what to do with Doom, really. Like, I could stream it, but the problem with first-person shooters is like that is I just don't get a chance to look at the chat very often. Anytime you want to go, chump. I think you saw an adult video with the Thrustmaster T1000 once. If the AI in this game knows the difference between stop and give way, I suspect possibly not. In fairness, the traffic AI is much better than it used to be, but it's still not very clever. Still have the original copy of Diablo? Nice, dude. Wish I still had my copy of Diablo 2. What I really want is GOG to release Diablo 2 on their platform. That'd be amazing. They've got the first Diablo. But Diablo 2 would be just the best. Give you a copy of Star Wars Rebellion 1998. I wonder if I've still got my old copy of X-Wing versus TIE Fighter Balance of Power. Might still have that around somewhere. That's a game I wish I could stream. Well, actually no, because again, it's a can't really look at the chat type game, honestly. But it's a game I wish I could let's play. Let's put it that way. Of course, we do have Squadrons these days, which is honestly a pretty decent successor to the old X-Wing and TIE Fighter games. To tell you the truth. I was very pleasantly surprised by that game. You liked X-Wing Alliance more? Yeah, I've never really sat down and played X-Wing Alliance myself, but I've heard it's pretty darn good. I think it has quite a lot of nice mods for it these days that sort of upgrade the graphics for it and whatnot. You can get Diablo 2 via Blizzard. Yeah, I know, but I prefer to get it off GOG because then it's DRM free and what have you. Although I have to admit, speaking of Blizzard, I'm getting the WoW bug again. I'm really seriously getting the itch to reinstall WoW. I must resist. I must. You may or may not be playing Shadowlands right now. Yeah. Apparently the launch for that went really well, actually. Well, really well might be overstating a bit, but it's their least bad launch they've ever done, apparently. If I tried Final Fantasy XIV, no, not really. Not really my cup of tea, I'm afraid. Oh, somebody's in trouble over there. Whoa! I'm about to be as well. Playing WoW right now. Hey David, how's things? 'Tis indeed a Q&A stream. Yeah, I mean everyone bangs on about how great Final Fantasy XIV is, but it's a Japanese anime game, and it's not for me, I'm afraid. Great for people who enjoy it and play it. Good for you. Same with ESO. If you play lots of ESO and you really enjoy it, good for you. But WoW's kind of is the MMO for me, I'm afraid. Although I did dabble in Guild Wars 2 quite a bit back in the day. That wasn't so bad. That was actually quite good, in fact. But WoW is the only one that I've ever played and then later gotten the itch to come back to. You know what I mean? Like, none of the other MMOs I've played over the years really make me go, really like to play that again. Except WoW. Kind of like Lord of the Rings Online. Yeah, Lord of the Rings Online is good as well. That I did play a fair bit of that a very long time ago. I did enjoy that, actually. That gets an honourable mention for sure. Lord of the Rings Online has a big RP community. Yeah, it does. I used to play on an RP server, actually. Mostly went on there to avoid any dickheads, basically, because I figured if I went on an RP server, I might run into fewer of them. But it was actually quite charming and enjoyable. So you wander into a pub and there'd be people sitting there having conversations, and you'd go to the Shire and there's people who basically just spent all day role-playing as a hobbit in the Shire. It was kind of fun. They just sort of took the game, this digital representation of Middle-earth, and just did whatever the heck they wanted with it. As opposed to, you know, playing the quests and stuff they were supposed to. They just sort of did their own thing. Watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy this weekend. These movies have held up so well. Yeah, they're awesome. Was just thinking yesterday, actually, I could do with watching Fellowship of the Ring again. Star Trek Online is also quite fun. Yeah, it was. Yeah, STO's alright. I did play a bit of that in the past. It was no bad. Space combat really sold it for me, I think. Really set it apart from your average MMO. Flying around at a Galaxy X is pretty fun. Pretty much everything that gets into your front arc dies, yeah. Yeah, it's very similar to Star Trek Bridge Commander, space combat wise. It's kind of what initially got me into it. It's like, this is kind of similar to Bridge Commander from back in the day. This is kind of cool. I like this. Yeah, the ground combat's okay now, yeah. My only real criticism of the game, I suppose, is mostly that there's a bit too much combat. Really. Because with Deep Space Nine aside, I didn't feel like Star Trek was really about war all the time, but you pretty much all you do in STO is fight battles constantly. 99 times out of 100 when you go down to a planet, it's to shoot dudes. Oh, another vehicle inspection. Hurrah. Yeah, that's why I haven't played a lot of, like, say, you know, like, because there's lots of Star Trek mods for stuff like Sins of a Solar Empire and that out there, for example, or Stellaris, but again, it's sort of, they're all war-focused, and I feel like that misses the point of Star Trek a bit. Best Star Trek games that I can remember, honestly, genuinely, are probably the point-and-click adventure ones. The original series ones. Because those were the ones that really kind of nailed it in terms of, you know, actually feeling like Star Trek. Any fellow Star Wars Galaxies vets here? You know what? I've heard so much about Galaxies and I was never there for it. I feel like I truly missed out. Out of my way. How do I feel about the new Star Trek Discovery and Picard shows? Picard was alright. I've tried to like Discovery and I found I just kind of can't, unfortunately. I tried my best and unfortunately, I just stopped watching halfway through season 2. I'm currently doing a rewatch of the original series at the moment. Getting towards the end of it. But I've been really enjoying that. And I'll probably move straight on to next gen after that. Although I might watch some of the... I might watch through the films with the original cast as well before I move on to next gen. I'm not sure yet. It really kind of depends on whether or not I can be bothered to sit through the motion picture again. Which is not a bad film by any means, but you have to be in the right mindset for it. Still a DS9 fan? Yeah, well, I finished watching DS9 relatively recently, which is what sent me back round to the start of the original series again. Because that's kind of what I end up... I pretty much... At any given moment, I am... you know, always... in, you know, at some point watching Star Trek, like at any given moment. I watch everything all the way from the original series through to Deep Space Nine, and then I go back to the start again. I'm never not actually watching Star Trek at any given time, basically. So yeah, because I recently finished DS9, then I've gone back around to the original series again. And the thing about Deep Space Nine, it was good. I mean, it had slumps occasionally. It did feel like deep soap opera 9 at times, which, but you know, it was good. It was good, and it was more cynical than Star Trek had been in the past, and that was okay for old DS9 doing its own thing. But I didn't really necessarily want all of Star Trek in general to become as cynical as DS9 was, and unfortunately, it kind of did. Actually, I don't want to go that way. Picard versus Tomahawk, yeah. Voyager was optimistic. I mean, it was, but it was also a bit bland, because they were clearly running out of ideas by the time they got around to Voyager. It was alright, you know. I do include it in my rewatches. But, yeah. It did at times feel like they were scraping the barrel a bit with Voyager. Mills Transfer Incorporated. Drivers wanted. People give Janeway a lot of shit, but honestly, have you watched the original series lately? Kirk is just as bad. And he didn't have the excuse of being stranded on the other side of the galaxy, so... Mister, I'm going to read the Declaration of Independence to these tribal people. Prime Directive? What Prime Directive? Kirk is just William Shatner's self-insert OC. Changed my mind. Don't be daft. Kirk's great. He has some very memeable moments. And unfortunately, the vast majority of people have only ever seen GIFs and out-of-context clips of Kirk. And they've just decided, all right, yeah, he's the moron captain that's always trying to sleep with the women. But when that's just not actually the case if you actually watch the original series at all, you know. So... the moron that's trying to sleep with everyone is Chekhov in the original series. Everyone seems to forget that. But, yeah. Another inspection, really? For goodness sake. Alright, fine. What am I smuggling? Machine parts, allegedly. Oh god, I've done it again. That's not the button. Yeah, there's machine parts in here, it seems. Didn't realise this was USSR Truck Simulator, yeah. You don't have these at all in ETS2. Oh god, this way, not that way. Have I just entered Washington State? I totally didn't notice, but okay. Welcome to Washington State, I guess. Even the Kirk memes need some context, like the reason for the stuttering speech is because Shatner had no idea what the next part of the script was because it changed so often and without even knowing at times. Yeah. The actors on the original series were really just doing the best they possibly could at the time, you know. There's some very funny moments where it gets a bit silly and hammy, but really I can't hold it against them. They were trying to act out weird stuff that had never really been done before and was probably very poorly explained. Because the weird thing about the original series is there's some extremely memeable moments of questionable acting, and yet the same actors as the same characters will also in later episodes go on to do incredible performances. So I don't think it was a problem with them. I think there was a problem with, like, you know, the script and the directing at times. And cruise control. ProMods has Russia? I think so, yeah. Mind you, there is a whole separate Rus map mod which you can install alongside ProMods with some compatibility patches and what have you. OG Star Trek was made on a tight budget, an extremely tight budget. Like there's some episodes where it's like, wow, okay, I can tell you were running out of money on this one because practically the entire episode is set inside a huge dark cave where basically it's all pitch black except for the little area where the spotlight is shining down from above. I haven't seen Lower Decks, no. I don't really have any plans to either. DS9 did Worf justice, poor bastard. In his only job in the Next Generation, most of the time, was to be the guy that Picard says no to. His job was to basically, anytime they encountered something unfamiliar, his job was to go, "We should shoot it with torpedoes," and then Picard would go, "No, silly Worf, don't be ridiculous." Or he would get punched by the monster of the wig. That's all he existed really to do most of the time. He had his moments in the more Klingon-focused episodes, to be fair, but it was really only in Deep Space Nine where they actually did some fun and interesting stuff with him. I must protest, I am not a merry man. It's fun watching Worf pout for being told, no, you can't shoot them. Yeah. I did like that episode, though, where they have their memories wiped, and they're all trying to figure out who they are and who's in charge, and Worf assumes that he's in charge because he's wearing the flashy sash thing, and therefore assumes, I must therefore be the captain. And he kind of he ends up leading the crew for a while on this mission when they have no memory. That was an amusing one. Yes, the prune juice. This is a warrior's drink. Oh, we're gonna have to rest again soon, aren't we? Just looked at the meter. Just sitting there thinking, oh yeah, sun's coming up. We've driven all night. Much more of a Babylon 5 guy. Never seen it, I must admit. See, the thing is, the thing about Trek is I always actually quite liked the episodic format, where, you know, you don't know what you're going to get every week, and each episode's basically a self-contained story, aside from the odd two-parter. I actually really like that format. So... and it's a bit of a shame that it's been kind of dismissed as being this being very antiquated, and no one really does it anymore, with the exception of The Mandalorian, because they kind of did a slightly episodic thing with the first season of that. I haven't watched season 2 yet, so no spoilers, bloods. But first season of that did a kind of almost Deep Space Nine-esque. It's kind of episodic, but also has an arc type thing, and I really enjoyed it. Oh good, we're merging again. Time to get queuing. Most fun episode in TOS is the one where they found the tribbles. Oh, yeah. Trouble with Tribbles is an absolute classic. It is so good. Like, sometimes the original series genuinely was at its best sometimes when it did the silly comedy episodes. Like, two of my favorite episodes of the original series are The Trouble with Tribbles and Piece of the Action. Completely daft and very silly episodes, both of them, but I love them. So funny, so funny. Like Kirk trying to drive a 20th century car as a man who's from the 24th century or whatever, and just really only having a very basic concept of how it works and just completely and utterly failing to drive it down the street. That was very funny. Yeah, out of context, Next Generation. Yeah, I think I've seen that video. It's very funny. Yeah. We do not discuss it with outsiders. You can bypass the nearby way station. Hooray! Count Baltar from OG Battlestar Galactica was among the first Klingons. Was he indeed? I didn't know that. I know that there's the guy, you remember from Deep Space Nine, the old guy, the old Klingon who's in a couple of episodes. The first one's where he, Dax, and Worf go off to find the Sword of Kahless. That chap. I did realize on this current watch through the original series that he's a Klingon commander in one of the original series episodes, and he's just as fucking good in that too. Core, I think. Yeah, I think that's the guy. But yeah, he's in the original series in one of the episodes. And he's fucking brilliant in that and all. But yeah, that was pretty cool. It's great watching him doing his Klingon thing in the original series as well. And do you know what? I'm honestly convinced that I think the rest of the Klingons from that point forward are pretty much based on his performance. Because prior to that, the Klingons basically just were like, humans with slightly darker skin and different uniforms. But then he comes along in that episode and he's got the crazy Klingon facial hair and the mannerisms, he's got the Klingon talk and what have you. And then after that episode, the rest of the Klingons all sort of start to be like him. They all have crazy facial hair and they all talk a bit like him. So you could probably credit that guy with basically inventing Klingons the way they are later on in Star Trek. I don't know the behind the scenes on it, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if he just pretty much ad-libbed all of the Klingon mannerisms and what have you. Original series Klingons are in blackface. Well, so are the Next Gen and Deep Space Nine ones, really. Does mean the Orions are all in technically in green face. No. There's loads of white actors that play Klingons in DS9 and Next Gen. Like the guy who plays General Martok, for example. I don't think it really counts as blackface when they're aliens. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna draw the line and apply a little bit of common sense here and say I'm not sure it really counts when it's Klingons. Everyone's favourite Chancellor Garon. Fucking Garon, man. What a legend. Hey, look, a biplane. Oh, it's gone now. You can't see it because the truck's in the way. They're literally just human-like aliens. Well, everyone in the original series was. Like, pretty much every alien species they bumped into was either some kind of weird energy monster or just humans. They did, like I said, towards the end of the original series, they did at least start to make a bit of an effort with the Klingons and made them actually look a bit different. Like I said, they had some pretty bonkers facial hair. Whoa, there it goes again. Just saw the shadow across the bridge. Seattle up ahead. You are getting tired. Hey. Yeah, we've got road signs for Vancouver and all. Well, this is definitely a change of pace. Actually, speaking of Romulans, one of the best original series episodes was the one where the Romulans are introduced. Balance of Terror, I think it's called. That's a quality episode, that one. Absolutely stands up even today. They did the whole thing of writing starship combat as being more like submarine warfare as opposed to how it is in the later Treks. It was pretty cool. And to think it was written in the, in the 60s. As well. Remarkably forward-thinking, honestly. In many ways, but particularly in that episode. Because, like, space combat being like submarines is a common trope these days. Like, stuff like The Expanse did it a lot. But not so much back then. Oh god. Right, I'm going past you. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I quite liked Relics. That was a fun episode with Scotty in it. It had a great callback in it too. You know when Data offers him a drink and he looks at it and Scotty's like, "What's that?" And Data looks at it. He says, "It is green." That's a callback to an original series episode where the Enterprise has been taken over by a bunch of hostile aliens, and part of the plan is for Scotty to get one of them drunk. So he gets out his finest whiskey and gets him drunk on that, and they finish the whiskey, and then he has to go looking for other stuff, and then he just finds this bottle of something, and the alien's like, "What is this drink you have here?" And Scotty's just like, it's green." So, and pours them out a glass. I think I was fine for being too tired, was I? Well, there's a rest stop just over there, so... Well, this place looks almost damn civilized by comparison to where we've been for the rest of the trip so far. This has been a long drive, hasn't it? My God. See you, man. Glad you enjoyed the stream. Everett discovered. Avoid sleeping offense. Bah. Sometimes I think I should turn that whole sleeping mechanic off, because you can in the options. And just, you know, instead sleep when I actually want to, instead of when the game says I have to. Am I allowed to go yet? I genuinely am not sure. Is it obvious that I don't drive in the real life? Because I think it probably should be. Ah, Walbert. There you are. Right, it's a red, but we're in America, so we can go right. Hooray. Damn it. It's right there. Other side of the road, though. Bollocks. Maybe I can... Well, actually, my destination's just down the road. Fuck it. Just go. Go, 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 go. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure this won't bite me in the arse. Am I using a combination of controller and keyboard? Yes, I have to use the keyboard for the cruise control and the windscreen wiper buttons, pretty much. Everything else I've got bound to the controller. I suppose if I had a retarder and all those extra bells and whistles on the truck, I'd have to use the keyboard for those too, I guess. What's this up ahead? It looks suspiciously like a roundabout, but it isn't. Can you actually fall unconscious from sleep deprivation? I'm not sure. You can nod off a bit occasionally, and the screen goes black for like a couple of seconds. But I've never actually seen what happens if you just continue to ignore it. That's the spirit, Dave. After all, bad decisions make for better stories. Buttons for rolling the windows up and down. Do you know what? I didn't know that, actually, yeah. I was not aware of that fact. Oh, I just nearly scraped the barrier there. Incredible Insomniac Trucker. Right. Let's play it safe, because I don't like doing the reversing thing, at least not when I'm not using a wheel. It's more fun if you're using a wheel, but otherwise just kind of a pain in the arse. There we go. Job's a good un. Oh, we ranked up as well. Twice! Holy crap, okay, nice. Not bad. Alright, we've maxed out long distance, so let's take... hazardous cargo, let's see. Explosives. Flammable gas. Just for the giggles. I'm sure that can't go wrong. Fan required for accurate simulation of lowered windows, though, yes. Oh, we've got 100 grand now. Sweet. Not that far away from being able to get a truck even without a loan. Still using that portrait? Hell yes. It is the best portrait. It's glorious. I probably could buy a truck right now, yeah. I think I saw one available for like 90 grand or something. Unfortunately, I can't buy the one I actually want because I haven't found a Kenworth dealer yet. At least I don't think I have. Let's have a look. No, all I've found is Peterbilt and Western Star so far. And I want this truck right here, so... yeah, I know, you can get a loan. I just and I would if it weren't for the fact that, like I said, I haven't found the truck dealer I want yet. And the awkward thing is because when you don't have a truck, you can't just free drive around the map, which means that I basically have to keep taking jobs until I accidentally drive past a Kenworth dealer. So. Anyway, ladies and gents, I think that's going to do me for today. So, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I do like these streams. Like I said, I'm planning to do one once a week where we just sit down, we go for a drive, and we talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about, basically. We covered quite a few topics today, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm going to take my leave now, I think. And I will see you again next week for more of the same. For those of you watching on YouTube, my plan is to do this every Tuesday, so if you want to catch it live and ask some questions and stuff, it'll be Tuesday afternoons UK time, starting around 3, 4 o'clock-ish, that sort of time. So that's the plan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. I am also hoping, I don't know if I'll get around to it, but I'm hoping this week to also make a start on Daggerfall. So I'll hopefully be streaming some Daggerfall Unity. If not this week, then next week for sure. And at the weekend, I hope to be back with more Control on Saturday and Assassin's Creed Valhalla on Sunday. So that's the plan for the upcoming week. Later today, I am going to, in fact, I'm probably going to start encoding it as soon as the stream's over, but I'm planning to upload the first episode of the Warhammer 40k Mechanicus Let's Play. I recorded the first episode of it yesterday. It's an hour and 4 stonking great minutes long, because the tutorial was that long. What I'm thinking of doing as well is on the Discord for the patrons. and whatnot. I'm thinking of like making a thread or something on there where people can submit names for tech priests in the game. Because Mechanicus is an XCOM style thing where you can name your guys. You can give your tech priest names. So I'm thinking of... I was either going to name the tech priests after previous Let's Play characters or let patrons submit names for tech priests. Your thoughts on that would be welcome. But anyway, you can't change the names or anything in the first episode anyway because it's still in the tutorial. So yeah. Any chance of continuing the Halo saga? Yeah, I will at some point be doing Halo 3. Then possibly ODST, and then finally Reach on YouTube. Don't know exactly when, but I am planning to continue that. So yeah, uploaded Morrowind yesterday, Mechanicus today, and hopefully at some point this week, The Witcher as well. That's my plan. If I can get a Witcher episode up, and do a Daggerfall stream, and do Control and Valhalla on the weekend, that'll be my plan for the week, successfully achieved, so... However, I have to admit right now, I just want to carry on playing more Mechanicus, because it's so much fun. Anyway, yeah. That's the plan. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much for watching, whether it was on YouTube after the fact or here on Twitch. If you want to support the channel, you can do so via Patreon, sorcererday / Wait, no, that's wrong. No, it's patreon.com /sorcererday. If you want to go support on there and get into the Discord, you can do that. You can follow me on Twitter as well. And I have an Instagram as well where I post my 40k model making stuff from time to time. Yeah, there you go. And if you were somehow unaware, yeah, I do have a YouTube channel by the same name. So there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's me done for the day. Let's see if I can raid somebody. Zamalf is playing some Empire of Sin. Perfect, we'll go raid him. I think Empire of Sin seems to be sort of another XCOM-esque game. I think it's like a 1930s gangsters type thing. Looks kind of interesting. So we're going to go raid him. So hop on over there to my favorite friendly Finnish streamer and say hello to me. Oh, good, the raid interface is actually working today. That's nice. Jolly good. All right, cheers, my dears. See you next time. Toodaloo.